Hey there, Johnny Daniel, your Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator. Hey, I thought, since I got back in the studio today, I thought I would show you what I've been playing with. This is the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. It's available online for $12. And, well, I just thought I'd show you the fun I've been having. So, this here is a card I made. Go figure. All of these measurements, the card base is, my gosh, it's been a while since I did this. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and obviously bent. The mat is 5, the outer mat, the brown one, early espresso to be exact. This is 5 by 3 3/4. And then the crushed curry or yellow, that is 4 3/4 by 4.5 by 3 1/4. And since I'm a little rusty, we're just gonna double check this. Yep, 3 1/4 by 4.5. All right. So what I did with this is I embossed, and then I did emboss 2 of them and just cut one out, and then stuck it in the middle with glue dots and on the outside with dimensionals so it kind of pops up a little bit. And pretty simple, right? So there's that. Now this one is done in dark silver foil. I don't know if you can see this with the light and whatnot. This is with it upright, and this is technically backwards. So I just wanted to show you. Will I finish them later? Probably. And then these, of course, same thing, but this is regular silver. And then I had to do it in gold because, well, hello, it's a sunflower, right? So let's get these going the right way. Do I have them backwards? I don't know. Anyways, so concave and up. So there's that. Then I got Brave and I did vellum, which I know we don't have anymore, but other craft stores do, so that's too bad. If you want to have a tip, grab your dauber without ink on it, throw it in a little bit of the multi-purpose or the green glue, and then just dab, and you won't even see it, okay? So then I decided to use the sponge dauber, and I did the middle first and then made a dirty yellow on the outside and just colored quick. This is on Whisper White, or Basic White, sorry. Oh my goodness. That's from a long time ago. Then I grabbed my blending brushes, see, playing, right? And grabbed Early Espresso and also grabbed the crushed curry. Okay, so that's that one. Then I thought, oh, I've seen all the ones with the ink pad. So this is Timid Tiger because my kid loves orange. So it's just, I have to do one that's orange and just swipe the ink pad over it, literally. And then on the back side, on the concave side. So there's that. Then I decided, hey, I really like when there's a card done and I can also see the back. So I'm gonna actually do that in the Azure Afternoon, turquoise, for lack of better terms. We're gonna do that real quick, but I did forget my scratch paper, so hold on a half a second. You do need some kind of mat underneath, so that way you don't end up with a mess on your table, okay? So grab the Azure Afternoon, or the turquoise, as it were, okay? And literally swipe across, and swipe across, and swipe, and do it until you think it's done. It's just that simple. I know it looks complicated, but it's really not. It's just a swipe. And I'm gonna go this way also so I can get closer to that crease. If you want to, you can fold it over so that way you're right up on it, but up to you on what you do. Isn't that a cool technique? All right, so we're gonna finish this one, and then I'm gonna show you one more, and then I gotta go finish all the rest, right? So this is cut down to, let's see here, 3 3/4, and then I, instead of 11 and scoring at 5 1/2, I cut at 10 and scored at 5. Here's the reason why. Now fold this over. Which side do we like better? I think I like this side better. But when you're doing it, pick yours. You know, it's just that simple. And if the fold doesn't come out straight like mine hasn't, guess what I'm gonna do? Yep, you got it. Trim it off. It's just that simple some days. Where's my bone folder? Because I don't want to mash as much of this embossing. I don't want to hit. So I'm gonna grab that and see how I have quite a bit of a lip there. So I'm just gonna grab my trimmer here, and I'm actually gonna measure the difference. It's about to that line, so that's a 1/4 of an inch, because I don't want to cut into that embossing. I want to make sure. Now I'm going to go just shy because I can always do more, right? Now, if you have this trimmer and you're like, man, it's catching like crazy, grab a birthday candle or a little bit of wax and just glide it over, and then do a couple pieces of scratch paper to get rid of the remnants, and it will just glide like nobody's business, and it'll be great. Okay, so there's that. Oh, now that top is all right. I mean, I'm gonna do it together, but be careful when you're pressing down not to go too hard, right? Because if you do, all that embossing will go out the window. Okay, now it should be perfectly straight, right? In theory, that's why it's called handmade though. All right, so now we've got that, and then I've got my card base, which is the same turquoise, that azure afternoon, and this is cut at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So what I'm gonna do is throw some Stampin' Seal on the back of this, and I'm gonna do this. Now, if you want to do a ribbon around it, if you want, you know, there's so many things that you can do with this, right? Some bling, but isn't that gorgeous? Because you can see both sides now. Love it. You might want to wait till the ink's dry though. So I'm going to put a background down here because my ink wasn't completely dry. So one last thing I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to grab my machine real quick. So we're gonna hold off on the machine for 2 seconds though, because I want to paint my embossing folder. So what I'm gonna do is pick where I want to go and which side I want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna do which side? The more embossed side, shall we say. And I'm gonna grab my orange, and I'm gonna grab my Timid Tiger, and I'm gonna grab my Early Espresso, and a dauber, and I'm actually going to go straight in, and I am going to paint, as it were, very loosely. I'm going to say this. I'm going to just show you another way to use your embossing folder. So you're going to go through and you're going to color where you want your ink to go. Don't worry about it drying. I got a tip for that too. And then we're just going to do the middle here. You might want to use another kind of emboss, or another dauber, only so that way you don't get ink inside of, you know. But in my particular, not always. I should be, but I'm not. All right, let me just close these up real quick so I don't get water and all kinds of crazy stuff in them. So now I'm gonna grab my stamping spritzer. This just has water in it. Now you can just use a regular spray bottle if you want. I just love it because it's got such a fine mist. So I'm just gonna spray where my ink is to bring it back to life, just until it bubbles up, not till it drips. Then put this over. You wanna do this last, because once you kind of put ink in your folder, then you gotta wash it, rinse it. And when you have to do that, guess what? You gotta wait till it dries. So, and all the play is done, right? So, all right, so on this is our Stamp and Cut and Die machine. So for this, I am using an 3D embossing folder, but if I was using thin dies, I'd have 1, 2, and 3. Hey, there's number 1, right? 2 and 3 are cutting plates and a adapter plate. All right, now standard embossing folders, this is not. This is a 3D, but standard ones, it'd be 1 and the 2 clear plates, but not the adapter plate. And see, that shows you all of that right here. And then this one, 3D embossing folder, hey. Okay, so I'm going to use number 1, and it says number 4. And number 4 is our plate, specialty plate that goes with the embossing folders. So I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to line this all up and run it through. Just that simple. Go until it clunks through. You'll know when it releases. I'm gonna put this to the side. And we're gonna see what we got. Now, I wanna move everything because when I open this, if it drips or anything, I want it on the least amount possible. But that is what I have for my watercolor spritzer painted embossing folder. So follow me for more, stampingwithjohnny.com, but that is the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. There'll be a link to be able to order it in the caption. So thanks so much for joining me. Follow me for more, stampingwithjohnny.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.